There we go. We're live. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. We're here, 29-year veteran of... Let me think about it. Let me think about this one for a second. Oh, that's right. The Woods people. That's where bears live. Yes, indeed. Great to have both Amy and Melissa here. The hearts are just flying left and right out here for bear. Yay! Yay, bear. Yay, bear. Well, actually, boo. Boo, bear. Not too many channels actually start with, I was wrong. Wasn't wrong. It was not wrong. It was literally just going on as the show the last time. So let's just jump straight into it, people. Then we'll kind of circle back here for just a second. But, I tell you, Bear was out there, the actor strike, yada, yada, yada. Literally, as the show was going on, there was the actor strike being resolved. So, that's why Bear doesn't check the internet while he's doing a show there, because, it's a little distracting, but, he could have seen that. I saw a whole bunch of people come into the show, like, oh, wow, they must enjoy the show. No, they're trying to look for, the strike news, and of course, Bear didn't even realize it there. So, yeah, there you go. Laud's a new deal valuing it over $1 billion that you people are going to pay for. You people are going to pay for. There you are. So, anyways, that was literally going on as the time that Bear was doing it the last time. It's a new paradigm, people. Very new paradigm. Bear has new paradigms every time he does a show out here. So, anyways, minimum compensation increases, unprecedented provisions for consent and compensation that will protect members from the threat of AI. Speaking of which, hello, P-Money. Speaking of which, I didn't want to get into it, a little racy here, but I did have, let me just switch to it real quick. I thought that was kind of interesting. We did this, the last time. What was it? Was it... I can't remember if it was OnlyFans or not, but there was another one as well. FanView. They're going after AI models as well. So there you go. There's your AI model. So that's what all the actors were fighting against. What was it? She was making $10K in 6 weeks. Pretty good for not a real person. Not a real person at all. But anyways, there you go. AI, I don't think they have to worry too much about. It's not really up for prime time, except for maybe the photography. If they don't want to do like a movie poster or something like that, the actor is too busy or whatever, so they could just bring in an AI version of it. I think that's still okay. But there you go. They did all that stuff for 3 years down the line, where they're gonna have to do it again. And let's see, for the first time, establishes a streaming participation bonus. That's if the show does really well and is profitable, which most of them probably are not. So, anyways, there you are. There is the long and the short of it as far as the actors' strike goes here. Can AI models do my laundry? No, they can't do anything. Literally, they look pretty. That's about it. According to the eye of the beholder out here. The eye of the beholder. Hello, says P-Money. All I know, all he knows, America doesn't celebrate it like Canada does. I'm assuming Memorial Day. But I do want to honor, with the spelling out there, all of our deceased veterans across the world on Remembrance Day. There you go. I think we changed it up many years back. We always said never again to World War I, and then we says, well, maybe we want to try it a second time. So they did it a second time. They said never again, never again. What's the quote? You can fight World War III with atomic bombs, and you're going to fight World War IV with sticks and stones. So there you go. Remembrance Day. Remembrance Day. Boo! 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 Okay. Anyways, that would be great if they could do the laundry. That would. You are correct. All right, let me get out of this because Very, very briefly, I believe Amy brought this up to Bear the last time. Let me get around it. There we go. I brought it up the last time. Let's just, CyberFrog doing really well. 555, 870. Congratulations. Congratulations on that. But no, I was reminded the last time about, was it MegaCon? I've been MegaCon out there. I don't have any information on that, but I did get in the email there. It's happening, people! If you want to go back to the dungeon, there you go, August 23rd to the 25th. So, you get 25% off if you get it in early. What the heck is that? Oh my god. Oh my god! This was... Oh, okay, so there was the entrance. It looks like everybody was heading to the main hall. And then you've got stuff... There were some rooms like above that level that had kind of smaller, kind of get-together rooms, and then the big stuff was downstairs. So there you go, Tampa Bay, 25% off, yada yada yada. You can go check that out. They're doing something called Ruby, which is kind of like a VIP minus, I suppose. I'm not sure. So I was looking for prices, but does it have it? Does it have it? Sorry, people. It doesn't say. It doesn't say, people. Gosh darn it. I think it was like $60 for all 3 days the last time there. So there you go. You can check out Tampa Bay if you've heard all the good and or bad what happened in Tampa. You could do that. You can get in early, 25% off. I mean, if you really want to save money, great, but you can probably wait. And it's not that expensive. Not that expensive at all. Not at all. P-Money says, I say let the AI models fight all of our future wars. There you go. Can I pet that dog? Which one? Which one, sir? Not sure which one. Was there a dog? Was there a dog? I didn't see one. Didn't see. Are you talking about this guy? That is not a dog, sir. I have no idea what the hell that is. None whatsoever. Anyways, there is that. And then, of course, once Bear can find it here, do the thing with the thing. Come on, Bear. One of these days, professional show. Yada, yada, yada. That would be from Shad out here. Shad! Oi! Crikey, he's got so close, people. The fulfillment center has now received everything from the printer. Crikey! There's a lot to ship, especially over here in Australia. And some final things that we added to the order in the last minutes. But that's all, and we're done now. Oh, that's all done. Done. What? Hold on. But that's all done. Done now. Two done. They are so done, people. He had to put it in twice. They are done. Wait. We'll be getting a call from the fulfillment center next week, crikey, to make sure everyone is clear on what is needed. And then fulfillment will begin. Yay! The fulfillment would go through each order and add each ordered item and then ship everything out. There you go. Thank you all for your patience and understanding through this very cursed campaign. Oh, the Shadowversity team. What happened to Mike? Mike is not part of the Shadowversity team anymore, I guess. Poor guy. Mike is always overlooked. Overlooked, the poor guy. LOL, yes, the thing you yelled, oh my god, at. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes, that's that freak of nature. P-Money wants to pet for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you the first bit, but, P-Money wants to pet whatever the heck that thing is. Whatever the heck that thing was. Oh, yeah, scared Bear. Seeing that in his nightmares, people. Alright, let's get right to it, people, because, not too many people, start with, Bear was right. Bear was right, people. We just need to tattoo that into some people. Bear was right. We were talking, gosh, I forget how long it's been. It's been a little bit here, but, talking early on, I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe, they were doing the projections for America's Sweetheart. That would be Brie Larson in her new movie, The Marvels coming out. They says, oh, it's going to come into $80 to $100 million. Beer says, like hell. Like hell it is. That not over Bear's dead body it won't. So probably, Bear goes out on a limb. Nobody else follows Bear out on the limb. Bear was out there all by himself. He says, no, probably half that. I think I might have said 40 to 50 million. Probably hedged the bet and said 45 to 55 just to be on a little safeness there. The Marvels Meltdown. DC MCU seeing lowest box office open ever at $47+ million. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tip my hat. Try the veal. Tip your waitress out there. Beer got it right all along there, people. Called it. Gosh darn, called it, people. $47 million. Pretty close. BO means body odor, right? That's not how you spell odor. That is not how you spell it, P-Money. That is misspelled. Ha! It is misspelled. But I'm pumped. Anyways, Deadline and Andre D'Alessandro. He's going to tell us what he thinks, what Deadline thinks, what went wrong. Let's go ahead. Let's find out together, people. Bear might have a different thought out here. Might just. Actually, I can show this lovely movie here. Why is Bear talking about it? When he can show the Marvel. Oh wait, no, that's a cat movie. I'm sorry. No, I'm talking about the Marvels out here with this lovely lady here. I know it's No Shave November, but man, those eyebrows could really use a trim. Saturday AM, the last minute push for the Marvels with an appearance by star Brie Larson on The Tonight Show at a theater in New York City post-actor strike has not moved the weekend grosses higher for Marvel Studios' The Marvels. I don't know if people are here the last time they were saying, oh gosh, the reason why the movies aren't doing really well. I think they were talking about the Five Nights with Freddy's and the Killers of the Moon and all that sort of stuff. Oh, good to see Arlene here. Good to see Arlene. They were saying, oh gosh, it's because the actors are on strike and they just can't promote their movie. If only Brie Larson can get out there and just help promote the movie, it would just, I would be doing Boffo out there. Boffo! Not so much. The film is seeing a Friday in the vicinity of where we expect. Of course, I'm highlighting that and nobody can see it. In the vicinity of where we expect it at $21.5 million. And a weekend opening between 47 and 52. Did Bear call it or did Bear call it? 45 to 55. Man, oh man, did Bear call it. Let's see, I believe Deadline was putting it at I think they originally did it at $100 million. Then they had to revise it down to 80. And then they were sure, it's got to be between 60 and 75 billion. Probably on the $75 billion for sure. Nope, 47 to 52. Also, the Marvels gets one of several post-pandemic B cinema scores from audiences after Doctor Strange, so it would be a B+. Thor, number 2, a B+. Really? What's wrong with you people? Eternals, a B, and Ant-Man, a B as well. So, poor Brie out here. Poor Brie. What? Samuel Jackson, why are you even in this movie, sir? What the hell? What's going on here? Use your black girl power. By all, that was one of the lines of the movie. It's not Bear's craziness here. By all accounts, and by all sources, it is a disastrous result for a $200 million Marvel Studios movie. What? Holy cow, $200 million? Bear always asks the question, where does that money go? Where the hell did it burn somewhere? Were they buying NFTs? What the hell's going on here, man? They weren't spending it on the director, that's for sure. She was out of there. Quicko. Let's see. But wait, he says. Didn't you just declare Apple Original Studios and Paramount's $200 billion Killer of the Flower Moon at $44 million, a success a few weeks ago. Just sit down, they say. Bear is sitting down. I'll explain in a bit, says Anthony D'Alessandro. The Marvels misfire is about the rusting of a platinum brand that's in need of some serious, not polishing, rather resurfacing. Wait a second. Hold on now. Hold on just a second here. You're saying that the lovely, the beautiful, America's sweetheart, Brie Larson might need a quote-unquote, a resurfacing? I mean, listen, I know we could talk about, Brie's flat bootay all we want out here, but she's not that unattractive. Crying out loud, people. I tell you what. Months ago, who would have thought that Universal's Blumhouse Five Nights at Freddy, 2 weeks ago in a day-and-date debut on Peacock, would post a higher box office at the box office than The Marvels? Well, that's this bear right here. It's interesting to put the two pieces of IP side by side because it says something about Universal and Disney's ability to harness fans around an event. Well, Disney is leaking fans like there's a metaphor there somewhere. Leaking fans like a blowout Super Bowl game. There we go. We'll go with that. Universal had a good concept with their movie. They had a good fan base behind it, and they delivered to those fans. Unlike Disney that had a fan base and says and decides to put Brie Larson in with two unlikable. Well, I don't know about the other lady there, but more or less two unlikable people for their movie, and they're wondering why. As we mentioned earlier, they go on, there is a maelstrom of reasons why the Marvels didn't work. Brie Larson, the director, it was a terrible movie. The first movie wasn't that great. You guys keep putting out that anybody that has any comments whatsoever about the movie is not only racist, but also a misogynist as well. Beer could go down the list, but there you are. Many will be quick to point to the, quote, superhero fatigue, and that the great comic book movies of the millennium are now seeing their grand demise, just like the big Hollywood musicals of the 1960s. No, they say, no. Marvel diehards are a devoted bunch. And when they know... pardon me, people. That bear just had something to eat. Burping a little bit. Gosh darn it. Wait, says P-Money, are we saying that sexism and racism are not to blame for the low box office? Well, no. All the lady Marvel fans that are supposedly out there didn't go see the movie that they were supposed to go see. So, there you go. That's Bear's assessment. Marvel diehards are a devoted bunch. They go on a deadline. And they know when there's a good movie on deck. And they show up several times. Just a year ago, sequel Wakanda Forever Black Panther scored an A. Was in the Oscar mix? Really? Oh yeah, that's right. With ultimately 5 noms and a win. Can anybody remember what the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie won an Oscar for? Anybody out there? Anybody want to take a stab at that? Let's see, and it goes on, and opened to a massive $181 million and legged out to near $500 million stateside and $859 million worldwide, which is actually a failure for Disney. Their own people came out and were saying to places like Deadline and others, it needed to make $1 billion plus to be considered a success. It only made $859 million. Let me get off of this stinking stuff here. $859 million. So, according to Disney's own estimates, it actually wasn't a great, as they're saying, a good movie out there. Wakanda also had a number of... they pulled ads on other... Gosh, I want to say a Pixar movie, and I think there was something else. I forget if it was... it was the Ant-Man. They actually pulled off, believe it or not, visual effects people on the Ant-Man movie to go finish up on Wakanda, which really showed on the screen. Oh boy, oh boy. They did all that, and Deadline is saying, "Oh, okay, Wakanda Forever was a success." Not really, not really. They also say Guardians of the Galaxy #3 was a success as well. Well, didn't do too shabby, is what they say. Well, let's see. Arlene says, alienating a large portion of society surely doesn't contribute to it. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Afime says, I refuse to believe that a movie with America's sweetheart, and a sweetheart in training, I like that. Bear's gonna use that one. And the other one I know nothing about failed. I literally know nothing about the other character. Poor girl. Wasn't she, like, literally supposed to take over for Brie Larson, and Brie Larson kind of, like, muscled her way back in, I guess. Anyways, Guardians of the Galaxy. $118 million opening, $359 million domestic, and $845 worldwide out there. I'm sure they were expecting it to do better. Anyways, they're trying to put on the stink here and say, oh no, it was great, we loved it, oh yay. Excellent superhero movies sell. Forget superhero movies for a second. Excellent movies sell. Most of the time, word of mouth will get out and say, hey, James down the road there, at work, said so-and-so was really good, so go check it out. So, no, just making really good films. That would be kind of the difference. And there was literally no pulse on Marvels going back to San Diego Comic-Con. Despite the actor strike, there wasn't a banner, billboard, or emblazed logo plastic bag in the city. Would that have made a difference? I mean, honestly, let's look at this honestly here. Would a big marketing push at San Diego Comic-Con have moved the needle? Okay, let's say that what they're saying is actually legit. How much money would a pretty decent ad push at San Diego Comic-Con have made for the Marvels that they didn't make? 5 million? 10 million? I mean, what if they think that if that's what it was? Oh, we didn't have enough advertising for freaking Captain what was it? Miss Marvel. The Marvels. Whatever the hell. Would that have moved the needle? I doubt it. They says, Disney could have at least dropped a featurette or a trailer to fans to wow them out of Hull and send them, Hall H rather, and send them into a social media frenzy. Would that be actual fans or would that be paid for bots? Because we know about the bots out there. Those go into social media frenzy, but not here. I'm wondering if they actually... wonder if what happens is they have the bot army out there, right? They get the bot army. The Marvels is great. It's the terrific thing. So they needed San Diego Comic-Con to provide that cover. So, okay, we showed it at Hall H, whatever the hell. Hall hell out there. Okay, all these people saw it. Let's just say 5% of the people even mention it, much less in a good way. But they use that 5% cover for the giant bot army out there that they're saying, oh, everything's great. Brie Larson, acting tour de force. The Pakistani girl, she's terrific. Don't just forget about the father in the TV show that was, caught for pedophilia and all that sort of stuff, blah, 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 Disney. Forget about all that, it's great. That's probably what it is. They probably needed a certain amount of fans out, quote unquote, fans out there to provide cover for their bot army. That's what might be. Why miss out on that opportunity before 150K who still attended? It's as though Disney knew this whipped cream sequel was a dud and cut their losses. If they would have cut their losses, they would have done a Batgirl and just completely cut the movie and taken it as a $200 million write-off, which they could have used. They could have really used with their previous quarter there. Not too. It was kind of interesting reading through some of that stuff. They were down about $500 million, about $500 million in their, I forget what the name of it that they called, but essentially the theatrical releases out there. It was kind of interesting. That kind of lines up with what they thought, Black Panther, what they thought Ant-Man, probably what Marvel as well out there would have made. They were probably estimating it, kind of like Deadline did with the overestimated they did. $100 million. Oh, yeah. They probably thought that they were going to make that and didn't. So it's kind of interesting that they had that $500 million hole that they probably thought that they were going to make. So that was kind of interesting there. But if they were going to cut their losses, why not go ahead and do it? Why not just go ahead and say, okay, this movie is El Crapo. We're just going to put it into the burn pile over here. We're going to have a funeral like a Batgirl, and it's never going to be seen again. Much like the Song of the South. They're going to put that in the vault and go with that. They say they cut their losses, but they really didn't. Disney literally put out, think about this for a second. Disney knew that they had a bad movie on their hands. They didn't spend money at Comic Con for whatever reason, but they didn't spend the money. It sounds like they cut back on the ad spending that they were going to do. They cut back in other areas as well, but they still put out the movie. They still put out the movie thinking that their quote-unquote diehard fans out there are essentially an ATM machine. That, we're just going to put this out there and it's just going to print money. Well, no, you've got to put out something at least with a little bit of heart and people like it and enjoy it and like the lead actresses involved. That might help just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. I'm a shill for money, says P Money, of course. I'll watch anything for the right price. Your check is in the mail, P Money. Check is in the mail. No, the Marvels Meltdown isn't about superhero fatigue. I could have told you that. It's about Disney's overexposure of the Marvel Cinematic Universe brand on Disney+. Oh, you mean it's not about really bad movies. Oh, okay. And those moth holes are beginning to show. Keeping what's meant for cinema in cinemas and keeping what's meant for in-homes. Check this out, people. In the home. Meaning this whole crossover of streaming into film master plan isn't working, nor is it really connected in a jaw-dropping way. I think that basically was kind of ad hoc to begin with because they couldn't, for example, Black Widow. They couldn't show that they could. They could have. But they didn't really show it in the theaters. It might have showed up in a couple theaters, but they dumped it onto Disney+. That probably wasn't the plan. They just says, okay, well, we got a streaming service. Nobody's going to the theaters. Everybody's stuck in the house. Let's just put it on the streaming service. And it did whatever numbers it did. And they says, okay, well, we don't got to split, whenever we put out the movie, we don't have to split the cost with the theaters out there. That's what they do. They split the cost between the two. So we don't got to do that. So now we get to keep it all in-house, keep it under Disney Plus, and it's going to all work out great for us. Except for it didn't. Not at all. Gosh darn it. Let's see. With Miss Marvel not being one of the OTT services' better sales. Although WandaVision or Loki. Was Loki that good? I don't know. It was okay. There's a whole quad of fans who either didn't catch Miss Marvel or were, in their words, too turned off by it to make sure as heck they don't want to see the Marvels. More to the point, which I don't think was the case anyways, but okay. More to the point, you see how Deadline just shills? We'll get to Apple here in just a second, but you can tell they're been bought off by Disney. Oh no, the Marvels didn't do that well. Oh, it was because, the actors, they didn't get out there and promote it, and oh gosh, they didn't have that promotion in San Diego Comic-Con and this and Disney Plus and blah 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 blah. No, not at all. More to the point, Marvel Studios, the Marvel with its crossover streaming series, blah blah blah, looks like it was built to be seen in homes, not to get the audiences off of the couch. It's interesting with the launch of Echo on Disney. Is that the one with she's like deaf? Isn't that the one? It's like an Indian, Native American person out there that's like, I don't know if that's her superhero ability, but I think she's a superhero that is also deaf. Which, like, there's your new Avengers right there, people. I mean, you got the Echo person, right? The Echo lady. You got Daredevil out there. He can't hear either. Or no, excuse me, he can't see. He can hear just fine. Let's see. You got Professor X. He's in the wheelchair. So like you can have like the whole Crip Force 5 or something like that. You know, all the cripples in the Marvel universe. You know, we need somebody that can't speak. Is there a character out there that can't speak? We need the whole monkey thing there, where it's like, you know, no see, no hear, no speak. Okay, so we got Crip Force 5. We've got Echo. We've got Daredevil. We've got Professor X in the wheelchair. We've got our unnamed mute person. We need a fifth one out there. I don't think Echo has superpowers. Oh, well, my bad. My son is deaf, says Arlene, and thinks the idea of a deaf superhero is stupid. There you go, Arlene. There you go. Bear's just making a lark out here as far as crippled superheroes, but still, that could be your new Avengers right there, people. You're welcome, Bob. One of the Bobs out there. Which one is it? Bob Iger. You're welcome, Bob Iger. There's your $1 million idea from Bear. Just wants his 10% in salmon. 10% for the big beer out here. All right, where were we? Let's see. Marvel has branded the series under the new label of Marvel Selects. Oh boy. Encouraging viewers that this type of content doesn't take an investment by them in the entire MCU. They can approach Echo as though it's a one-off series that shift by Marvel Studios indicates it's breaking free of spreading the MCU thinly across TV shows and movies. Despite the fact that Echo is a spin-off of Hawkeye and Daredevil. Oh. Marvel, let's go back to the Netflix days when Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and The Punisher lived in homes and not on the big screen. It's clearly better for business. And you can make an argument, and I would say Daredevil in there as well, that they were well-made series that talked about interesting issues. Like, if I recall correctly, Jessica Jones had to deal with kind of like loss and depression. Her character and the gosh, I'm trying to remember the villain character in there. I forget his name. It started with a C. I just can't remember his name right off the top of the head. Anyways, he was kind of manipulating her and kind of controlling her in certain ways, and kind of an interest. You know, they didn't take the PG or PG-13 route to it. A little bit more of a kind of an adult version. I thought that was pretty good. Not necessarily, it's just Netflix and that was it. No, they had an idea of what they were planning on doing. Every time Echo comes on the screen, I just want to say, Echo! Echo, Echo. You know, try the veal tip waitress. The spread The Marvel Thick on Disney Plus was first suggested by CEO Bob Iger, and then later carried out by Bob Chapek. It's no secret that the amount of less than stellar product Marvel is pumping out from overextending itself stems from that grand master plan. It wasn't even a master plan. That's what I'm saying. It was like oh crap, we can't put this movie in theaters. Let's just dump it off onto Disney Plus, which that was their big promotion. They spent, God, who knows how much money. Billions of dollars bringing up Disney Plus. That was kind of their big, the new hotness out there. So they was like, well, it's the new hotness. We got to do something. Quick, throw Black Widow on there. So that's what, there was no grand master plan at all. They probably had a master plan for a couple TV shows, and that was it. That would kind of intersect back and forth, kind of like WandaVision did, and it would have been fine. Anyways, as Iger explained to investors on a recent earnings call in the wake of a lackluster Disney box office year, Indiana Jones and the Dial It Depends, Ant-Man 3, and Elemental, He says, I've always felt that quantity can actually be a negative when it comes to quality. I think that's exactly what happened. We lost some focus. Man, oh man, I hope he actually had some really nice Italian dressing that he was able to put on that word salad that he just spat out. I don't know what the hell this guy always talks in like, like some sort of like mystical monk on top of the hill somewhere. It's like, oh well, we gotta decipher what old monk Iger has to say here. Oh yeah. Disney's delay of the next phase of the MCU is because of the actor strike. No, it's not. It's because they had terrible content, and they had writers and directors, all sorts, actors even, just flee the scene. They kept delaying and delaying and delaying. And now they want to blame the actor strike. I'm sure there's a little bit to that, but come on, man. With Deadpool 3 being the only pick from the studio on the 2024 calendar. Same thing with Warner Brothers as well. I think it only has the Joker. There might have been another film Bear might not remember right off the top of his head here, but yeah, there was literally nothing for Warner Brothers. Was smart. They would have just says, okay, we're gonna stay with the sort of Zack Snyderverse vision. We're gonna kind of fulfill it out. We'll do a final Justice League. We'll bring in a good director, tie all the bows up. Fire Ezra Miller maybe. Tie everything up. Bring in a nice director out there to do something with, and make a good movie, send it off into the sunset, and then while you're doing all that, bring in the new, we'll talk about this in just a second, the James Gunn verse here, bring all that sort of stuff in, where it kind of meshes together and it's a nice seamless flow through there. Instead, they cut the head off of the chicken. They see the chicken wandering around the yard without a head, and they says, oh, well, that's a $500 million movie right there. No, it's not. No, it's not at all. Though an immediate cause for exhibition is apt to be a blessing in the long run. Here's the puffery. As the studio concentrates on making better movies. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody think that, there was somebody there in the boardroom that says, we need to make bad movies. We really need to make some bad movies. And they got rid of that person. And they hired somebody that says, we need to make better movies. You think that's how that happened? No, of course not. They think that they're making the greatest movies of all time, and they're scratching their heads of like, okay, why isn't this working? Why doesn't people want to go see America's sweetheart Brie Larson? It boggles their minds. Boggles it. How could you make less serious a feature sequel to a $1.1 billion Wonder Woman movie that is, in effect, Marvels, that freaking word salad, gosh darn it. The latter movie is the highest grossing female superhero movie of all time, more than Wonder Woman. Yes, we all say to make superheroes lighter and not darker, but in the case of the Marvel, it's a 180-degree shift from the original movie's heroic roots. See, they're covering again. Marvels instead is some sort of time-jumping, silly comedy that fans weren't asking for. No, we weren't asking for it, whether it was a comedy or not. We just says, no. You should have heard some of the YouTube channels a couple years back. They were saying, no to Brie Larson, no. And he says, you know what? We're going to show all those haters out there. We're going to put out another Brie Larson movie, and it's going to do $2 billion. Ha ha ha. And then they crap the bed, so... we'll see. It's a swing that has greatly cost Marvel Studios the entire Captain Marvel franchise, relegating her now to a supporting character in the rest of the MCU. But the whole actor's strike of it all, right? What? But the whole actor's strike... It's because of the actor's strike, right? Yes, that's the problem here that has tied Disney's hands from blasting this movie out, and thespians being forbidden to promote. Struck work has diluted ticket sales greatly this autumn season. But you just said at the beginning of the article that Brie Larson went out on The Tonight Show, the greatest show of all time at night, and went out there and promoted the heck out of the movie. So why didn't those people go see it? Interesting. Gosh. It's perplexing to bear here. Perplexing to Deadline, really. But as one tracking source pushback, I can't imagine that the complete absence of Brie Larson on the Marvels campaign tour has cost, the sequel $106 million in its opening first film. Surely, don't call me Shirley, but surely there's something else going on. One studio insider has argued to Deadline that the Marvels drop here is attributed to the pick not being part of the sandwich between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Huh! No way. No. The former pick having a coda that teed off to Captain Marvel. That might be true, but I can't imagine that an epilogue alone is responsible for $1.1 billion in global grosses. Again, you hadn't had people that are completely turned off by the phase 4, phase 5, phase 4. You had all the goodwill building up, and then you did the end game and everything. And he says, right on. And then you just put out movie after movie after movie that was just completely subpar. And then you put out stuff on TV that was completely subpar. And you really can't imagine that $1.1 billion would be wiped off. Go figure. Harry Styles' coda didn't help push grosses higher on the MCU's previous November bomb. That would be the Eternals. I can't imagine the tease at the end of the Marvels is going to provoke more want to see. Well, number one, I don't think Harry Styles butts to seats, number one. Number two, again, you had literally ended the entire Avengers. You put an exclamation point on it, says rah, 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 that's it. And now you're wanting people to come back after the show's ended to stick around. And it's like, no. Come on, man. Harry Styles was in that movie. There you go. Good to have General Piggy here. Thank you for the good comments on the on Bear's box opens. I hope everybody enjoyed the box opens. That was kind of a fun thing to do there. Different stuff. We did stuff from some of the live shows, and then we did stuff that was taped. Did it on the HDR, so hopefully it looked pretty good. Anyways, here they go blaming Apple, which is very interesting because they took the money from Disney. So they had to put out just a glowing article on how, it's everybody's fault except for Disney and America's sweetheart, Brie Larson, out there. So here we go. They were literally complaining about this the last time because it was Five Nights at Freddy's. So apparently, was it Universal? I think it was Universal. Didn't pay off Deadline here, so they got the bad stink off of that one. But here they go with Marvels, and it's like, oh well, gee, if only we did this and that and whatever. Yeah, anyways. As far as the whole Killers of the Flower Moon, getting a pass at the box office, BS, they say. Wake up to the fact that Apple and Disney's goals could be more separate. One is a tech business with a streaming service, and the other is a content-driven conglomerate that extends into travel, lifestyle, and merchandising. Well, no, Disney technically, since they own a streaming service, would be a tech company. There's a whole lot of server space out there that they're either buying or renting, so I would say they have a toe, at least, in the whole tech world. Two very different businesses, they say. Film finances sources tell them that a $200 million production cost on Killers is literally an advertising expense for Apple, and its profits and losses is different from the way that the Marvels would be assessed. At the end of the day, it's not that Apple's goal to make money in the theatrical business. They don't care about profit in TV and motion pictures. Really. Tim Apple doesn't care that they don't make a profit on their movies in the theatrical side. Really. Is that where we're going with that? That's where we're going with that. Apple. They don't care. They don't care about making a profit. No. Of course they do, for crying out loud. Okay. Let's just say that's true. Let's just say Deadline is 100% correct. it wasn't just Apple that did it. It was a co-production between them and I believe Paramount, if Bill remembers correctly. It might have been Universal. I don't know how they split it up. It's going to go on Apple TV Plus, so it's going to go on Apple's streaming service, but I don't know. Even if it was just a 50-50 split, I'm pretty sure either Universal or Paramount, whoever was the partner there, I'm pretty sure they wanted to make a profit in the theatrical side of things. I'm pretty gosh darn sure they wanted to make a freaking profit in there. So, good old Deadline, drinking the Kool-Aid. Disney's goals and plans are similar to HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Peacock, etc., and they're beating the aforementioned. Are they? They lost $300 million in either a quarter or a year. I forget which it was. $300 million on their streaming. Disney Plus. Loss. Complete loss. However, all streaming services associated with the majors are still losing money. So for all you actors out there on the strike that demand it, gosh darn it, we're going on strike for 170 odd days to get profits on the streaming side of things. I hate to tell you this, but they're losing money. For Apple, theatrical is a bonus on Killers, in that they didn't make the movie for theatrical, rather locking people into their ecosystem. They already have people locked in, like Bear is locked in. I've got the phone there, the brand new phone, the computer, the iPad. Yeah, right on, locked in. This compared to the fact that Disney's institutional shareholders demand short-term profitability over the service and content. Tell that to Putz out there. He's coming for you. A more severe question to ask: could Disney have opened a 3.5-hour older adult movie to the $23 million at the domestic box office during an actor strike? Could Disney have opened 3-hour Oppenheimer to $82 million right before an actor strikes? Movies like that are out of the mouse's wheelhouse. No, it's not. They literally bought a company, Fox. They literally bought a company that would do that. So if you don't want to make movies that are for the kids, they literally bought an entire studio that could do that. It's not out of the mouse house's wheelhouse at all. Not at all. Not at all. Anyways, goes down the list here of the Marvels. 4,000 theaters. It is literally in every single theater. And all they were able to come up with was 47 million. Told you, folks. Told you out there. Bear was correct. Out there. Killers, not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. And that was it. That was it there. So anyways, there you go, folks. That is why the Marvels just ain't doing too well. It is, once again, all your fault. It is the audience's fault. We're just going to blame the audience from now on. Gosh darn it. Anyways, going from one liar to a next. James Gunn confidently confirms Superman's Legacy release date will not change. Show of hands, anybody believe that? With the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes now concluded, major movie studios have been scrambling to rework the next 3 years of release dates. Moving many of their biggest and most important projects back to give themselves more time for production. This afternoon, DC Studios co-CEO, the Gunn, took to social media to provide fans with assurances that Superman Legacy, his first film since taking over the studio and the first movie in the DC universe, will retain its original release date. No, it won't. The movie, due in theaters on July 11th, 2025, has yet to begin. Principal photography. That might take a little bit. That might take about a year or so, but no worries. The script is finished. Question mark? He turned in the script the day before the writer's strike. Now, one possible thing is James Gunn's just an excellent writer, and he got his first draft, and the first draft of the movie is just completely excellent, and he didn't need any other drafts, and they're going with that draft. Anybody believe that? Option number 2, James Gunn turned in a first draft just to be able to get it in under the deadline for the Writers Guild that he's part of. But yet also being a studio head, decided to continue writing during the writer's strike, which would be, well, it's not illegal, but it's against the guild there that he's a member of, and has continued to work on the script. That could be also a possibility as well. But the script, quote-unquote, is finished. We'll see. Key roles have been cast. They literally cast those roles right before the actor's strike. Gee, that's interesting. Man, that James Gunn, he's got some really great timing, doesn't he? Really great timing. And according to Gunn, the design work that was done during the last few months of downtime has been impressive. I'm sure it has. He also said that The Flash was one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. James Gunn would never lie to us, people. Never lie to us. A Superman Legacy stars David Corn Sweat as the title character, with old Horseface as Lois Lane. Reports emerged soon after the strike wrapped up, suggesting that the movie is likely to start production in the spring of 24, giving it about a year and a half from its first day of filming until its theatrical release. Which, to you or me, to the layperson, sounds like, oh wow, that's plenty of time. No, it'd probably take about, on a big movie like that, I don't know if there's a lot of locations. So if they're going around the world, that's one thing. If they're just doing it kind of, let's just say, they're trying to recreate, Metropolis with New York City, so they just do a lot of New York stuff. It could be a little bit shorter, but usually a big movie on this, 4 to 6 months. It's not unreasonable to have that 4 to 6 months. Depending on how far it is, and one of the things Gunn says is he doesn't want to put stuff out without it being ready to go, you might have some additional reshoots. It doesn't have to be extensive. It's just, you might have another month of reshoots, so push it out to 7 months. So you're thinking, oh, okay, well that's still got plenty of time. Well, that's still, you've got your visual effects to do, and then you've got your sound design as well. You might have to come in with ADR and re-record some of the actors there as well. And then you got promotion on top of that. So that is a really, really, really tight, very tight deadline there. That's roughly in line with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which started production in 21 and was released in April of this year. Yeah, except for he was working on that script for quite a while. And literally they had the production side of Disney stuff ready to go. So he came back. Why was he fired from Disney? I forget about that. Anyways, went over to Warner Brothers, came back while Disney was already prepped and ready to go. So as soon as he landed back on their set, they were ready to go with the shoot. I doubt that's the case this time. Gunn previously said on Threads that Creature Commandos, the animated series that serves as the DCU first project overall, is still on track for a 2024 release date. Except for the animators that are doing the series has said that it's being pushed back to sometime in 2024. We don't know when, but it's being pushed back. So there you are, Mr. Truth Teller himself, James Gunn, confirming that Superman Legacy, it won't change, people. It won't change at all. Won't change at all. Uh-oh, Arlene's got to go. Arlene, you, madam, please have a blessed night, and I hope you have a great weekend and a great week coming up here. It's great to have you here. Great to have her here. Always good to see Arlene. Let's see, salutations going out. Let's see, we have to keep in mind, says General Piggy, have to keep in mind that Disney is just a down-home M-A-N-P-A multi-million-dollar company. Ma and Pa, okay, I got it. Down-home Ma and Pa multi-million-dollar company. Yeah, like Mom used to make. maybe what was it, on the Futurama show? Was it like Momco or something like that, where it was, it was all the face of, the loving mother and everything, and then behind the scenes, she's like, cracking the whip and all this other stuff. There you go. Good comment. Good comment there. Let's see. Arlene says, of course it's all our fault. Oh, we should be more gracious and pay for low-quality crap. My sister says a Disney movie compares to a Dollar Tree piece of art. Well, it's a piece of something. It's a piece of something. James Gunn crossing the picket line. Say it ain't so. Well, he was wearing two different hats. One as a member of the Writers Guild, and one as a co-studio head. So, guess where his loyalties lie. Whoever's cutting those checks. That's who. That is who. I give The Flash credit. It was the first superhero movie I asked while watching, is it gonna end soon? And it's got that going for it. You would figure that The Flash would have been a faster runtime in the movie. Faster runtime. There you go. Alright, well, once again, people. Once again, Bear is correct. Bear's correct out here. Oh, let's see. Comicbook.com. Russ Burlingame for the previous one. But now on to Bear being correct. Well, as always, people. As always. From Fox News? Really? I didn't think it was Fox News. There was something else. But it was New York Post. Oh well. Anyways, Fox News. What the heck? From salmon to shark. Here are the best and worst fish for your health, according to experts. What do you think's number one, people? What do you think's at the top of the list on this one? Looks like a fish. Bear is getting some water here. A shark can be pretty bad for your health, says Amy. That's true. That's true, especially if the shark is eating you, not the other way around. Oy, oy, oy. The healthiest fish, people. The healthiest fish is salmon. Why is it only doing half the screen? Gosh dang it. Hold on, people, 1 second here. There we go. There we are. The best for your fish for your health, people, is salmon. Who would have known? Who would have known salmon? Other good reasons this fish gets a lot of loving from health professionals. Salmon is among the best choices for a healthy fish. It's high in omega-3s. It is also high in protein, says Lori Wright, a registered dietitian nutritionist and professor. Wow. That's quite a, that is a big card that you got to hand out to people. I am a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and a professor at the University of South Florida College of Public Health. I'm sure they know their fishes down there. Elaborating on the omega-3s, Wright says research shows that omega-3 consumption decreases overall mortality. Mortality, people. There you go. Amy says, a salmon bear has a good fishy instincts. That's right. Right from Mother Nature. Right from Mother Nature. Worst, probably pufferfish. Always gets stuck in the throat, doesn't it? Always gets stuck in the throat. In addition to cardiovascular benefits, omega-3s have anti-inflammatory properties, making them beneficial for those suffering from arthritis. For all those reasons and more, it's probably a good idea to add omega-3 rich foods to your diet, whether through seafood sources discussed herein, classy Fox, or via walnuts, flax seeds, and Brussels sprouts, the freaking devil's vegetable. Yuck. Talk with your own healthcare professional. Do not take health advice from a bear. Of course, about any planned changes to your diets. Who would have known? Oysters as well. Oysters, like salmon and sardines, are high in omega-3. There you go. One warning, though, never consume raw seafood. Well, unless you're eating sushi, I guess. I don't know. No, you can... Listen, people. You can eat raw oysters. It's fine. You just got to know where they came from, and you got to make sure that they have been maintained on ice for quite a while. So as long as you're doing that, you'll be okay. You'll be all right. Make sure you get the farm raised ones where they're not like right there on the bottom. They got them lifted up off the seafloor there. So they don't get a lot of the grime and grit that's down there on the bottom. But yeah, you can do oysters just fine. Beer likes to just throw them on the grill. Throw them on the grill, let them pop open. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, so delicious. So delicious. And sardines as well. So get your sardine can out there. Oysters aren't fish, Sissy. That's true. I should have thought of that. That is true. That is true. Halibut as well. Red snapper. Worst fish is sole or sole. I guess if you out there fishing and you come up with the boots, you don't want to eat the sole. Don't want to eat the sole. Farm tilapia. Why would you eat tilapia at all? Ugh, gross. I mean, you could do okay with tilapia, but there are better. There are better. Look, there's shark. There you go. There you go. Shark is very high in mercury. Mercury, people. Tuna. No, not tuna. Oh, Bear loves his tuna. Oh, you could, just get your sushi grade tuna and you'll be okay, people. You'll be okay. Oh, Bear's tuna. I can eat it raw, literally. Just do a little sear on there and blah, 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 blah. Ah, delicious. Delicious stuff. Delicious stuff. Throw a can of sardines on the grill, it'll pop open eventually, says Amy. You heard it here from Bear. He prefers his seafood on the barbecue rather than raw like most bears. Well, if you got access, to a neighbor's grill, I mean, why not? Why not? It's a little hard with bears. The claws just aren't what they used to be anymore. You throw them on the grill, they'll pop open. They literally cook right in their own. They boil in their own little sauce there. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, Bear's just literally drooling thinking about it. Drooling thinking about it. Yes, indeed. It is part of his superpower. He's not blind or deaf or in a wheelchair, anything like that, but his love of barbecue comes with the English language. And being in the South. All right, people. Bear knows his audience. Bear knows his audience well. Not only food, but people, it's time. It's time here for just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit here at the end with the old crypto news. Yes, indeed. I don't know if Piggy's been around that long, but we sometimes do crypto news on a comics channel. Strange, I know, but just go with it. Bored Ape creator says UV lights at Ape Fest burned attendees' eyes and skin. Sounds horrible. Or you get what you deserve for buying a stupid ape. Ape Fest attendees quickly reported burning painful eyes at a Saturday event. And that was before the UV light. They were just looking at the NFTs. Lamps emitting ultraviolet light in the corner of a Bored Apes NFT event in Hong Kong last Saturday are the likely cause of severe eye and skin injuries among attendees. Aw, poor people. Couldn't happen to a nicer group. Oh boy, it's crypto, says Amy. The injuries reported occurred during Ape Fest, a 3-day annual meetup of people who own, Bored Ape NFTs, which sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and amid the 2021 NFT craze, saw highly inflated prices of hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, people who own the cryptocurrency, whoever owns the cryptocurrency-backed digital images of the nonchalant cartoon primates are automatically members of the Bay Area Yacht Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club, I'm sorry. This year, their annual club event ran from November 3rd through the 5th, and promised mayhem while they delivered on that. And one big night full of surprises. Well, I'm sure losing your sight is part of a surprise. Soon after an Ape Fest party on Saturday night, some attendees reported, quote, severe pain and burning sensation in their eyes, as well as vision problems and skin irritation. Doctors and others on the internet quickly speculated that the cause was UV exposure and Photo Catartis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, aka Snow Blindness, aka Welder's Flash, which is akin to a sunburn on the cornea. Ouch. Due to exposure to UV light. The New York Times reported as of Tuesday that the number of attendees injured was over 20. Ouch. In a post on X late Wednesday, aka Twitter, Yuga Labs confirmed that UV exposure was likely the cause of the reports. These reports were, and continue to be, deeply concerning to us. We immediately reached out to impacted attendees to learn of their symptoms and to direct our investigation. Yuga carried out an investigation with Jack Morton worldwide. He's not just local people. He's worldwide. The event agency that produced this year's Ape Fest. Wait, hold on just a second. The investigation was with the event agency that produced the fest that had the lights to begin with? Okay. All right. It's like the criminals looking into their own crime. Together, they determined that UVA-emitting lights installed in one corner of the event was likely the cause of the reported issue related to attendees' eyes and skin. Whether photocatarsis can be extremely painful and lead to altered vision, the condition typically resolves itself in hours to days. Long-term eye exposure to UV light can add up to later harm, though much like it can for skin exposure, for eyes, long-term UV exposure can increase the risk of cancers, cataracts, macular degeneration, and fat deposits, the worst of all of them, on the whites of the eyes. This year's Ape Fest is far from the only event that attendees have been exposed to eye-damaging UV light in 2015. 4 children in Turkey were exposed watching the same... Wait, this is other stuff. Blah, blah, blah. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Yuga encouraged any attendees to seek medical attention and directly contact the company. We're saddened that this incident has detracted from the experience of Ape Fest attendees. Oh, the excitement. Along with Jack Morton, we're committed to supporting the recovery of anyone affected. The firm wrote. Yes, indeed. Could you buy back the stupid ape at the price that you paid for it instead of the price that it's worth now? Can you do that to help out those people? No? Alright, whatever. Whatevs, man, it's alright. It's just a smiling ape that's bored. Even if you lose everything, you still get to go to the events that they have. You would have memories the entire time. You couldn't photograph anything, and you'd probably be blind after the event, but you would have the memories and the searing pain. Well, mostly the searing pain, but there you are. There is your crypto news of the day. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So can we now say NFTs are bad for your eyesight? Thank you, P Money. Thank you, sir. How bright were the UV lamps? I don't know, bright enough to cause attendees to burn their eyes and skin. So probably pretty bright. Better question is, why would you have UV lights blasting at an event with a large number of people? You're not trying to do a suntan or anything. You're not in the tanning beds. I don't know. Why would you listen, this is the thing. Okay, these people are the brilliant people out there that are just going to take us away from all the crazy economics that we have these days and into utopia, people. Into utopia. But they can't host an event without burning eyes and skin out. Eyes and skin. Just minor details like that. Little tiny details like, hey, we're going to have a decentralized blockchain on a centralized server. Makes complete sense. We're gonna make this completely impervious to any government, except for if, let's say, you lose your internet, or if you lose electricity, or if somebody comes along in the next couple of years and breaks the cryptography in there. Other than that, it's a great investment. Terrific investment. Terrific. Don't take financial advice from a bear, people. That would be terrible. Terrible. Much like going to watch Brie Larson's latest movie out there, which we kind of we kind of got rid of the whole watch along of oops, did I get rid of it? Oh gosh, I got rid of it. I got rid of the whole what was it called? The something with chemistry? I forget the name of it. The Brie Larson show on HBO. It got bear struck from from watching the show, so it's like, all right, enough of that. We can get rid of that. Get rid of all of that. Yes, indeed. All right, people. All right, let's see. Did I have anything else? I did that. I did that. I did that. I did. Oh, hold on. I got an email. Let's see. Is this important? FSU beat Miami. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations, if anybody's interested. Bears got the Hurricanes at Tampa Bay that he's got to go check out here in just a minute. So, anyways, wanted to thank everybody that showed up here, all the Lesters. Do appreciate that. Melissa as well. Amy, of course. Arlene. It was great to see Arlene. P-Money did pretty good. Always the stalwart here. Always showed up. And, of course, General Piggy as well. We do appreciate that. Yes, indeed. And, of course, all of our Russian bots and lurkers. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Hell, just hit the little heart or whatever thing in there in the chat. Bear would appreciate it very much. Do go check out, if you haven't checked out, some of the box opens. Had a good time with that. Nice. I think people liked them. I think people liked them out there. So if you haven't checked them out, do go check that out. And hopefully, Bear's Hope here. Next Wednesday, we're going to do a head-to-head. I'm thinking about doing the Malin book. I'm thinking about doing Black Riding Hood versus the Critical Drinker and a New Kind of War. I'm thinking about doing that head-to-head. We haven't done a head-to-head in a while, and I think we need to go do that sometime. So we'll try that. If not Wednesday, then definitely next week. I just need to get the cave all situated here. Get it all situated here. So, all right, let's see. Have fun out there, says Amy. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Watching Marvels or watching NFT, which is worse for your eyesight? Both. Both can be burning for your eyes. Both can be burning. Yes, indeed. All right, people. Well, you know what? All of this talk about the healthy benefits that salmon can give you with omega-3 has made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr!